I know with movie companies and television companies in particular, they've had their own websites for a number of years. And let's say television, you had a favorite show. At the end of the program, you could go to the website, you could learn a little bit more about the show, maybe there'd be an interview with the director or the star. What makes the app so different than the experience one could have with going to the website and finding that additional content?
Well, it depends, I guess, is the answer. Increasingly, those experiences are going to look similar. I think what makes apps different at the moment is they're a convenient way, and in the case, for instance, of the iPad, effectively the only way to get content to that device. So what the app does that a website doesn't do as effectively is it gets that content that is contained in the app to a pool, a universe of different types of devices, where it's harder to get to those devices from a website. A website, for instance, that's built to be viewed on a desktop PC, often doesn't translate very well onto a mobile device. If you've ever tried to look at the non-mobile version of a website on your smartphone, you know that it often doesn't translate very well. And with the app, you can customize the experience to that device. So it opens up a whole world of devices that are harder to reach if you're just doing a website.
Do you see a lot more integration of the actual development of the content to suit the app or
Yes.
vice versa?
Yes, I do. I mean, as app-enabled devices become more common and become used more frequently in association with TV content in particular, yes, you're going to see more. I think it's inevitable of the content being tailored for the app. I mean, one thing though I should say relative to what we were just discussing with advertising, the one thing that sort of tailoring can do is it could make it possible for content, a show, a movie that attracts a smaller audience to be successful economically, because with sufficient targeting of marketing messages, marketers would presumably pay a higher CPM to reach those consumers. And so you could, if you were a producer, for instance, you might be able to sustain a series with a smaller audience than you would need, than you would typically need for a broadcast primetime show. So, I mean, there are potential benefits to this to people on the production side.
Sure.